Hey guys, welcome back to BLAYMOR. This is the channel where we talk about weapons, self-defense myths, and the difference between movies, games, and real life. This video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Do not attempt any self-defense actions without proper training and knowledge of local laws. Alright, let's be honest. When someone says home defense, the first picture that pops into most people's heads is a big, loud, pump-action shotgun. It's almost a cultural icon. You see it in every action movie, every video game, every dramatic TV scene where someone hears a noise downstairs. One pump, one blast. Problem solved. Right? Well, not really. And that's what we're talking about today. Why the shotgun isn't always the perfect choice for self-defense. Not because it's bad, but because real life just isn't as simple as it looks on screen. See, the thing about shotguns is that they feel massive and decisive. They sound powerful, they look intimidating, and in video games, they usually send your opponent flying back 10 meters. So it's easy to believe they're the ultimate tool for protecting yourself. But power doesn't automatically mean control. And when we're talking about real-world situations, especially chaotic, stressful ones, control is everything. Let's start with the human factor. No matter how ready someone thinks they are, stress changes everything. Your fine motor skills drop, your hearing narrows, and your memory starts working in short bursts. Adrenaline is like your body's own chaos generator. Those perfect, calm movie moments where the hero takes a deep breath, racks the shotgun dramatically, and saves the day. They don't happen in real life. People freeze. People panic. People forget what they were even supposed to do. And shotguns, despite their reputation, don't magically make that stress go away. In fact, they can make things harder. Their size, their recoil, their sound, all of that adds another layer of intensity when your heart rate is already hitting triple digits. The more dramatic the tool, the more responsibility it demands from the person holding it. Now, let's talk about the myth of simplicity. You'll often hear that a shotgun is great because you don't even have to aim. That's one of the biggest myths ever. In movies, pellets fly in a huge cloud that magically hits everything in the room. In games, they work like area attacks. But in reality, that's not how it works at all. Real spread is much tighter than people imagine, and that means accuracy and awareness still matter, maybe even more than you think. And then there's the environment. Your home isn't a shooting range. It's full of walls, furniture, noise, family members, maybe even thin doors that don't stop much. Every sound echoes, every second feels twice as long, and every decision carries weight. It's scary how quickly a small mistake in judgment can turn something defensive into something tragic or destructive. That's why just grab a shotgun isn't really a plan. It's a slogan from the movies. The truth is that any tool meant for defense should always come with an understanding of responsibility and context. A weapon doesn't make someone safe just by existing. It needs awareness, training, emotional control. And even then, there are always risks. The more powerful the tool, the more potential for collateral damage, both physical and emotional. And there's another layer we don't see in games or films: the legal and moral aftermath. Movies end right after the dramatic moment, fade to black, cue the music. Real life doesn't. Even if someone technically did everything right, the days and weeks after can still be heavy. There are police reports, investigations, media noise, neighbors asking questions, and the emotional toll of what just happened. That's not something a simple pump-action sound can fix. No dramatic soundtrack, no cinematic fade-out. So why do people still cling to the shotgun myth? Partly because it feels satisfying. There's something primal about the look and the sound. It projects authority. But that also feeds into a kind of fantasy. The idea that the weapon alone brings safety. That's the same fantasy that video games and action movies sell us every day, where complex moral situations are compressed into one noise and one flash of light. It's convenient storytelling, but it's not real life. Now, none of this means shotguns are useless. Far from it. They're tools, and like any tool, they can be effective in certain hands, under certain conditions, for certain purposes. But there's a difference between calling something effective and calling it foolproof. That gap between perception and reality is exactly where trouble starts. A smart person doesn't worship the tool, they understand the limits of it. That's true for literally everything. Cars, power tools, even technology. A shotgun is no different. It's not some magical equalizer, it's just another piece of equipment with strengths and weaknesses. Believing it can solve every dangerous situation is like thinking a hammer is good for every repair in the house. When you zoom out and think about what self-defense really means, it's not about dominating a situation. It's about surviving it, both physically and mentally, and minimizing harm wherever possible. That's not cinematic, that's not flashy, but it's real. And that's where true safety starts, not with power, but with understanding. So next time someone says, the shotgun is the king of home defense, maybe just smile and ask, why do you think so? Because when you dig into that question, you find out that most of the reasons come from stories, from Hollywood, from hearsay, from internet legends, not from real human experience. And that's what makes this topic important. It's not about proving anyone wrong or right. It's about seeing through the myth, understanding the human side of fear and control, and realizing that no tool in the world replaces good judgment. All right, guys, that's all for today. What do you think? Is the shotgun overrated, or does it still deserve the reputation it has? Let me know down in the comments. I really want to hear what you think. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button and subscribe to BLAYMOR for more deep dives into myths, misconceptions, and the reality behind the weapons culture we see every day. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one.